People have been telling me to check out the new horror movie that came out this year, Cobweb, and I officially have finally watched it. It came out on streaming. It didn't get a release where I lived at the time. So we're going to talk about this movie right now. So Cobweb, the horror movie that came out this year, is a movie that people wanted me to see. They said that this could be a movie right up your alley that you will like. Some other people said, this is great. So I was like, you know what? I need to find this movie. And it finally came out on Hulu and I was able to watch it. Now, this movie is about a boy who hears things in his wall, in his bedroom. And then, things start to get a bit uneasy in the household. And it takes a very, very horrific turn for the worst. Now, this stars Anthony Starr. I mean, that's a mouthful, isn't it? This stars Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander in The Boys. So naturally, I think he's absolutely phenomenal as Homelander. So I was like, you know what? When people were saying that, I was like, I gotta check this out. And I tell you what, Cobweb to me is a movie that worked really, really well with the tension and suspense build up. From the first moment when the kid hears the voice coming from the wall, now instantly it grabs you straight away because you're like, okay, is he hearing things? Is he hearing just random voices? Like, what's going on here? And then you hear the tapping and you're kind of thinking to yourself, right, so this could just be him, having this sort of schizophrenia moment maybe. Or hearing something that's not really there. So you're instantly gravitated to that straight away. So you're trying to make excuses to why this noise is coming on. Obviously the parents, when you start to meet them, the parents, man, that's just, we're going to get to them. But when you first meet them, they just seem like normal parents and that, and you just they're like, no, there's nothing there or anything like that. So it's all cool and everything like that. And I obviously hadn't watched a trailer, so I had no idea what this movie was about. And I read the little description on Hulu about him hearing noise and then they don't believe him. That was it. So I had no idea. But then as the story progresses, it builds this tension because now it's starting to manipulate the kid into doing certain things. So you're instantly like, whoa. Is he hearing voices in his head? Is a demon maybe attached to him? What's going on here? But as the story does progress even further, this is where you get this creepy vibe. This movie is very creepy, and the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up because the parents are very creepy in this movie. And I think the performances of the parents are absolutely brilliant. Anthony Starr is just absolutely fantastic. He plays Homelander, this creepy, unhinged guy, so well, and he brings that vibe but into a completely different character that every time he's on screen you think, hey, what's going to happen here? He feels very unpredictable and they just feel very shady, and it's that really dead sort of no emotional state that they're there whenever they're talking to Peter. They're just there and it's just a blank face. And you don't know if they're feeling any emotion or whatnot. And it's just crazy because you're instantly like, what the fudge is going on here? The parents are creepy. Someone's talking to this kid. It's an old looking house that just looks like it's out of a horror movie. They don't interact with anyone else. We learn about something that's in the backyard in this movie as well. And everything is going on. And now you're second guessing everything. What is actually going on in this house? The first thing that I thought with everything going on in this house was the other horror movie series about the house that turns, the father into a maniac. I can't remember the name. Somethingville Horror. Animeville or something like that. Anyway, that's what I was getting vibes. I was like, maybe this house is doing this sort of same thing where they're corrupting them and making them do things in decisions that they don't particularly want to do. But, man, I was not expecting, to get the reveal that happened in this movie. I was not expecting it. And there was the scene is shot brilliantly, and it's on the edge of your seat. And it's creepy when it happens. And you're like, holy crap. Wait a second. Wait. What's going on? Is that real? And you're still second guessing whether that's actually real or not. And I love that. And this thing is still trying to manipulate the kid throughout this movie. And then you get to the, like, the sort of final act of the movie where things are starting to come together with the teacher, the parents, the bully coming back, and this whatever this thing is inside this house apparently. So as you're going through, you're so invested, and the tension is just building and building and building. And then there's this one scene that is just so creepy, man. Like, it's just one of the creepiest scenes, and it was shot beautifully, and it's just like, I don't want to tell you, because anyone that hasn't seen this movie needs to see this movie for this scene alone. But let's just say it is just a door opens and there's eyes and a smile, and it is one of the creepiest things I have seen this year. Like, it's creepy, man, and it's just like, what is going on? So they built the tension up for that scene, and when that happens, you're sitting there on the edge of your seat. I really wish I saw this movie in the theaters. I really did. I feel like at home I was getting that experience. Imagine that on the big screen with the surround sound, pitch black, huge screen. I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I wish I experienced this on the big screen. I really did, because it was just absolutely fantastic. And then you get into the third act when it gets the big reveal of what is going on. And it's creepy. It is really, really creepy. And then it gets revealed what it is. And I feel like that, to me, was probably the final bit of this movie was probably the weakest part for me. Everything building up to that was absolutely fantastic. I was on the edge of my seat. The performances were great. And like, this thing was creepy. And I'm thinking, what is going on? But then when it gets revealed what it is, like, I don't know. It kind of took that edge away from me. Because I'm kind of sitting there like, well, okay. That's what happens. Like, that, you're trying to explain to me that that's what is happening. And it just didn't make sense to why this thing was able to do what it did. But then, I mean, obviously, it's probably going to have to do something with demonic or something like that. I don't know. But it kind of did that. But it look, it's creepy as. It is really creepy. And then, like, I like the ending part of, like, the whole thing with the kid and what happens at the end there with this creature, whatever you want to call it. I like that bit, but it's just that middle bit just before that end where it gets revealed, and it's like, this battle with the teacher and that, and I was just kind of like, oh, that took a little bit off for me. But overall, I thought this was really, really good, especially the first two acts. The first two acts are absolutely incredible. You're building this tension, you're trying to figure out what's going on. You have these creepy parents who, are they bad or not? You never find out realistically. Are they actually evil people, or are they just protecting the kid? You don't know. That's the beauty of it. You don't know what these parents are like. They're so mysterious, and I like that way. Like, some people like to know everything about it, but I feel like having them as these mysterious figures who you don't know if they're doing this for the good of the kid or if they're actually just psychopaths. You don't know. And I love that about it. So, look, I thought it was shot well as well. I thought the dialogue was decent. And I had fun with this movie. And it gave me exactly what I was looking for in a horror movie. On the edge of my seat. Didn't know what was going on. I just wish they just nailed that. They executed the ending. But unfortunately, they just didn't quite for me. But hey, I'm glad I saw this movie. I'm glad you guys told me to watch it. So let me know what you guys thought of this movie. Did you love Cobweb or not? Smash it down there. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.